Ladies and gentlemen, here is Simon Jonde again, coming from Kenya Wise Nation. My topic, once again, is about Africa continent and what is going on. Many countries, almost all countries in Africa, the citizens of those African nations, they always look forward to developed nations so that they can be able to live like any other person in the developed countries in the world. However, this once again is an extension of the bad news that I submitted to us as far as Africa continent is concerned. And the reason why I am continuing to say so, because I would rather tell my brothers and sisters the truth. I want to lay it bare as it is. So, I see that many nations are trying, and according to my African comrades, they think that things are becoming better. But unfortunately, nothing has improved. And the reason why I'm saying this is because so long as we have the wrong leaders, the wrong regimes in power of the African nations, nothing of importance will happen in Africa. You probably are wondering, what is Simon saying? What I'm saying is, so long as we have regimes in government who do not think about their people, who do not see the resources that they are before them and utilize them and produce, build, make, encourage their citizens to be big dreamers, to encourage their citizens to rally around, support one another without being materialistic, because this is what Africa has been taught. And how has it been taught? It is through the foreign aids. The foreign aids. These leaders in the government positions, they continue to receive foreign aids, and this is always the trap. It's always the bait. When African nations bite or continue to bite the bait, Africa will never progress. Africa will never develop. Like I said in my last video, in fact, there is a young man from Ghana, and I saw that he got married to a young lady from Kenya, where I am from. That's where I'm from. And they seem to be doing well, and I like their content. They showcase Africa, the upcoming infrastructures, the upcoming, dual carriage, and even more than that, roads, bridges, airports, railways. My question is, for example, let me use my country as an example. There is a railway system known as SGR that was built during the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, did Kenyans build that railway? The answer is no. Who built it? Who built it? Chinese citizens using Chinese foreign aid. That's a trap. And Kenya fallen into that trap. So long as African nations will continue receiving ammunition, guns. So my question is, any gun in Africa, did Africans manufacture those guns? The answer is no. So, power of these leaders, they are so greedy about power. It's a bait. And what happens is, when they receive the foreign aids, the ammunitions, of course, to protect themselves, so that they can continue suppressing African citizens, then the developed countries have a free pass to the raw material gates of Africa. Africans have not voted. Africans have not said yes, but a few individuals in these African nations' regimes are the worst. They have stolen what belonged to the ordinary citizens, the patriotic citizens. And I'm telling you, Africa will never develop. And this will always be the catch. I'm sorry to lay it bare to you, my brothers and sisters. But you know what? You have a voice. You can check these leaders. You can do something about it. So, I love Africa continent. This is my motherland. It doesn't matter where I live in the world, but this is my motherland. The other video that I did last time, I said that some nations in Africa have open borders. I don't know why all African nations have not opened all the borders. But you know what? Probably, this is not to the interest of the people who bring the foreign aids. If these borders have to be opened, probably these borders will be opened according to their plans. My dear fellow Africans, wake up, Africa. Wake up, Africa. I like Professor P.L.O. Lumumba from Kenya, and he goes around in Africa. He gives lectures. But has something happened? I saw Julius Malema in South Africa fighting for South Africans, but with foreign aid, with ammunitions from the developed countries. This will always continue blinding Africa. Africa will do nothing for itself because it's dependent, like I said in my last video. And I'm sorry to say, because it's painful, because this will continue. And the only role that Africa plays in the globe is by being the source of raw materials. Are we not human beings? Don't we have flesh and blood and mind to think for ourselves? Why are we so dependent? Why do we want to be fed? Why do we want other people to come and build for us? Do we have two hands? Do we have two legs? Do we have two eyes? Do we have two ears? Do we have one head? They look like us. Why don't we believe in ourselves? Yes, we can do it. Why can't we dream? I believe we can dream. But I know that we have the wrong people in Africa nations. A day will dawn one day, and Africa will say enough is enough. They will do things for themselves, and only other time Africa will become developed. Africa will become a superpower. Africa will be able to control their raw materials, and only if that will happen. Thank you for tuning in to Kenya Wise Nation. Once again, your host is Simon John Day. Please share this video with your brothers and sisters, and may God bless the African continent. Adios.